The whisper in the dark, it began as nothing more than a whisper in the data. So faint. So subtle. Most dismissed it as nothing, just another glitch in the endless background noise of the universe. A single fleeting anomaly. A strange flicker, captured by a deep space observatory orbiting high above Earth. For a moment, it was ignored. Filed away as another error, another meaningless blip in a sea of static. But whispers have a way of growing louder. And within hours, this one became undeniable. Other observatories began to confirm it. Chile, Hawaii, Australia. Each one reported the same thing. Something was entering our solar system. And it wasn't a comet. It wasn't an asteroid. Its trajectory was wrong. Its speed was wrong. Its motion was too precise, too controlled. It was as if the object wanted to be exactly where it was going. Then came the revelation that made the world stop breathing. Michio Kaku, one of the most respected voices in physics, stepped onto a stage and calmly spoke words that would echo through history. This could be one of the most important discoveries humanity has ever faced. The object was given a name. A designation. 3I Atlas. And almost immediately, it began breaking the rules of physics. Instead of speeding up as gravity demanded, it slowed down. It shifted course with precision no space rock could achieve. And then, it spoke. Not in words. Not in any language we could understand. But in signals. Faint. Structured. Deliberate. The kind of signals that could not be ignored. The room of scientists fell into a silence so heavy that even a breath sounded too loud. Kaku's warning cut through that silence. This may not be a rock. This may not be debris. This could be a messenger, a scout, or something else entirely. Something that could redefine humanity's place in the universe. The first detection came from a telescope scanning the Kuiper belt, the frozen outer ring of the solar system, beyond Neptune, where icy bodies drift undisturbed for billions of years. But what made this detection strange was not just its presence. It was the light. Comets and asteroids reflect sunlight in predictable patterns. But 3I Atlas did not. Its reflection changed. Irregular. Controlled. As though its surface itself was adjusting. Responding. Alive. At first, the anomaly was blamed on faulty sensors. A glitch. But then the same reading came from multiple instruments, thousands of miles apart. There was no mistake. And when its trajectory was calculated, things became even more unsettling. As it approached the sun, it should have accelerated, gravity's pull demanding it. Instead, it slowed. A maneuver that required propulsion. Or drag control. Technology far beyond anything humanity had ever achieved. And then, like one of our own spacecraft, it performed a flawless gravity slingshot around Jupiter. But this was not one of ours. By now, the world was watching. Telescopes pointed skyward. Satellites tuned in. And the signals began. Not random bursts of radiation. Not the chaotic noise of cosmic rays. But ordered. Structured. Repeating at intervals too precise to be chance. The James Webb Space Telescope locked onto it. What it found was extraordinary. 3I Atlas absorbed sunlight with an efficiency no natural material could match. And then, it released that energy. Not randomly. Not chaotically. But in timed pulses. Bursts of infrared light, rhythmic, deliberate, like the beating of a mechanical heart. To some, it looked like communication. To others, like data being transmitted back to wherever it came from. And then came the first clear images. The world gasped. It wasn't jagged. It wasn't irregular. It wasn't shaped like any natural rock or comet. It had symmetry. It had angles. And its surface shifted, smoothly, purposefully, like sails adjusting to wind. This wasn't just a machine. It wasn't just a rock. Some scientists whispered a possibility more controversial than any other. What if 3I Atlas wasn't entirely mechanical? What if it was a hybrid? A fusion of technology and biology? Its exterior seemed capable of self-repair. It adapted. It camouflaged itself. It moved with intention. If that were true, then its creators had erased the line between machine and living organism. And if it could adapt, then the silent messenger. Perhaps the most unsettling truth about 3I Atlas is not what it has done, but what it has not. It never turned toward Earth. It never sent a signal aimed at us. It never acknowledged we were here. It simply passed through, silent. Surveying. As if ticking off items on some cosmic list. And that silence terrified scientists more than any direct contact ever could. What if this was not the only one? What if 3I Atlas was just one probe among thousands, scattered across the stars, quietly monitoring, mapping, watching? And what if Earth was nothing special at all, just another waypoint in a galactic survey? Some researchers suggested something chilling. The silence itself could be the test. Not a test of its technology, but a test of us. Our fear. Our unity. Our response. Because sometimes, the loudest message is the one never spoken. And then, 3I Atlas revealed its most haunting signal yet. Bursts of energy. Precise. Repeating. But this time, when scientists analyzed the intervals, they found something extraordinary. The signals corresponded to universal constants. Pi. The golden ratio. Prime numbers. The fingerprints of intelligence. Not human intelligence, but something universal. Something that transcends language, culture, or biology. Coincidence was possible, but the odds were astronomically small. This was a handshake. A breadcrumb trail. An invitation to notice. James Webb confirmed another unsettling discovery. The surface of 3I Atlas didn't just reflect light, it bent it. It changed its albedo at will, hiding parts of itself, cloaking itself, appearing and disappearing as it chose. The question arose. If it can choose to be visible, then how many more like it have already passed through unseen? As its journey continued, simulations of its trajectory revealed something strange. It wasn't leaving on a natural hyperbolic escape path. It wasn't drifting away at random. It adjusted its exit. Deliberately. Choosing a path that was inefficient, unnecessary, unless it had a destination. Analysts speculated. Was it heading to rendezvous with something else? Was this just a stop along a larger journey? If true, then its time here was not chance. It was planned. And then, just as quietly as it arrived, 3I Atlas began to slip away. Its strange geometry caught the last rays of our sun, glowing briefly like a beacon, before fading into the dark. It passed every planet. Never turning toward Earth. Never acknowledging us. And yet, in every maneuver, every pulse, every constant, there was intent. Michio Kaku left humanity with a final warning. If the data is correct, if this is what it appears to be, then we are not looking at a rock. We are looking at proof. Proof that the universe is not empty. Proof that civilizations far older, far greater than ours exist. And proof that they may have been watching us far longer than we realize. Perhaps 3I Atlas was an observer. Perhaps a messenger. Or perhaps something else entirely. But its silence may have been the most deliberate message of all. Maybe it was telling us, we see you. We are here. But you are not ready. And the question that will haunt us long after it has gone is this. Was that decision theirs? Or ours? If you want to follow every new discovery, every trajectory change, every signal decoded, like this video, subscribe. Turn on notifications. Because when this story reaches its end, it won't just change astronomy.